Okay, hi, I'm Yolanda Okereke, the creative director of Baraaka Studios and also costume designer, fashion entrepreneur, and all-around fashion engineer. Yes, I'm excited to show you the first collection from Baraaka Studio. I do hope you like it. My background in chemical engineering really influenced my fashion pursuits. Also, because in engineering, you do a lot of structures, like architectural drawings and stuff like that. So I've always liked to build things, I've liked to fix things. So I don't call myself a costume designer or fashion designer, I call myself a fashion engineer because I feel like I spent 5 years studying engineering, which I can't throw away. So that knowledge, implementing it in the fashion and film world has really helped to like craft and define so many things because you're dealing with processes. So it's a lot of process. If you're in the lab, there's a process to distillation, there's a process to whatever it is you're trying to test in the lab. So taking that to real life and then the film world, the fashion world, so you're trying to build a collection. So it starts from what ideas do I have, what sketches I'm trying to make, do I like them? So if I like them, what fabrics can bring that to life? So you see the different processes, then what tailor am I working with, what factory am I working with? You've run all the tests. Do I like the finished product? Is this something somebody's going to be able to wear? Can I wear it? Because for me, I need to be able to like it and wear it for you to like it and wear it. So that whole process, like observation, experiment, and the analysis, these are the 3 steps in chemical engineering when you're trying to do stuff. So I put that into everything that I do. My observation, that's me trying to do my research and blah, 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 blah. Experiments, you start to run the samples, then analysis is the final product that the people like you sample it, and then that's that the thing of, do I want to do a lookbook, do I want to put that, do an ad and stuff like that. So it's really helped me define a whole lot of things and just be very functional and precise. Yes.
I'm sure with the chemical engineering background, it means that you are very good at putting systems in place
Yes.
and doing things in a way that makes sense. Great for your career as a fashion designer.
It is. So it's so funny that I actually did start fashion designing before costume designing. So in uni, I had a brand called Rani Giselle. Don't ask me how the name came about. There's a Bollywood story to it. There's a runway story to it. I like Giselle Bundchen. I feel like she was my superstar model at the time. So that brand I ran in school for a year and a half. Post uni, I ran it for 1 year, and then somehow I just found myself in the film world and just kind of abandoned that designing. But in costume designing, all the knowledge of being a fashion designer comes back into play, where I'm designing the costume for the characters. So I'm very detailed, like who is this person? What kind of fabric would she like? What colors would flatter her? And stuff like that. So it's interesting now that I'm trying to go back into that fashion space and like open a brand. It's been a name I've just written down in my book for like 4 or 5 years, and I've done nothing. And then this year I'm like, okay, you know what, Yolanda? You were wrong with it. And then this opportunity came. I'm like, okay, this will be the first showcase. This will be the first. I'll go with the simple designs, and then as time goes on, we can start to bring out the complicated designs. Let's just sample what the market is saying post-inflation and post-COVID. I mean, the world has changed, so I'm trying to go with the change. I like simple pieces. So if I'm not on the red carpet, if I'm not doing an interview or at work, I like to be comfortable with whatever it is I'm wearing. So I like really free pieces. I like kimonos, I like kaftans and bulbus, that's what we call them in Nigeria. They're just free garments. You can wear your cyclers or leggings or like boot tube dresses under and just feel free. So why am I going back? When I'm not filming, I feel like the other things I can do, and the only thing that comes to mind is just to take a piece of paper and pencil and I just sketch. So Baraaka Studio, where did it come from? It's a combination of 2 of my names. I have an Igbo name because I'm Nigerian, and I have a reverse name. So my reverse name is Bara, and my Igbo name is Aka. They both mean the same thing. They both mean hand. The full meaning is hand of God. So I said, oh, that sounds nice. So a friend of mine was like, oh, but it sounds like Arabic. I said, I don't care. For me, the name should be strong and should be able to travel around the world. So I said, oh, that's one reason why I'll keep it. So why studio and not like a clothing? Because with studio, there's so much I can do. I also like interior. So the studio part was added because with the studio, I'm not limited in terms of what my creativity, how far I want that to go. because I like interior design. So aside making clothes, I like to do homewares and stuff like that. I like to sit down one day and just say, oh, this vase is a Baraaka Studio kind of thing. So it's like how you say H&M clothes and H&M home. So that kind of idea. So I didn't want to limit the brand to just clothing, because for me, creativity is all round. And maybe because I'm a filmmaker as well, so my imagination just goes really, really wide and really, really far. So I put the name together. I was like, oh, this sounds so nice. It sounds so cute. And I was like, okay, let's register this name. Let's try. So I ran samples with like just telling a couple of people the names, and they're like, oh, that's nice, that's cute. And then I'm like, okay, I start doing the samples. So what I also do, so I started doing some of the samples of pieces that I wanted for the collection of the brand, and I'll put them in on certain people or in some movies and the reaction. So I said, okay, it's something I can actually run with, and then we're here. So this would be the first time anybody's seen me come up with anything post over, just like over 15 years. Yeah, the last time I did a collection was like 15 years ago. What do I call it? I will call it, will let freedom be too big a word? So I like print. I like print. There's so much happening in the world, so I feel like, yes, there's black, there's white, then we have the gray line, but the more color we throw into the world, the more happy people will be. So if I had a blank canvas, what would I like to paint? I like to just splash all the colors and just say that's beautiful. So I'm working with a whole lot of colors. I'm working with a lot of prints. So we work with a lot of wax. We call them African wax. It's textile, it's cotton, but it's like wax. So that's kind of like what I'm wearing. But in Nigeria, we call them Ankara. So I like those because my aunties wear, my mom, everybody were like, you can't go to any Nigerian home and not see something in Ankara. And the prints are just beautiful. When I see them, they just call to me and I'm like, I just want to make something with this. So like what I'm wearing now, it's cotton, but it's woven, and it's from the Yoruba part of Nigeria. It's called ashoke. So it's woven intricately into different colors, designs, patterns. It's just beautiful. When you see them, you just want to do something with them. So I like combining pieces. So like what's on the mannequin is like two different prints. What I have on is the Ankara and the ashoke. So I just was playing around. I was just playing around, and I thought to do the kaftan / boo-boo, as we call them, and the kimono. Just the easiest thing you can, it's like an easy, I just want to go out. What can I wear? So that's where I wanted to start the brand from. So have a kimono, you have a tank top, you have a leggings, you just put on the kimono, you run to the market, you run to the store, you run to grab drinks with your friends. I call it easy fashion. Easy fashion, yeah. So I just want to start with that versatile piece that you can dress up and dress down, yeah. So I'm inspired by the market. So when you go to the public market, it's very colorful, mostly where they sell all the vegetables like the tomatoes, the green peppers, the carrots. So when I see all of those colors, when I see the Ankara prints, I kind of see everything in them. Just like, oh, how does this call to me? And so just mixing was just an idea that came. I was like, oh, if I mix this and mix this, put this and put that, what would it look like? Then, like I said, you run the experiment, and then the analysis tells you if it works or it doesn't work. So yeah, so a lot of try and error. The future is to plant Baraaka Studio worldwide. So when I say worldwide, you can find it on the ASOS marketplace. You can find it on Namshi in UAE, and the world should be able to have access to African fashion. Because as Africans, I feel, or rather I know that we're traveling faster than we know. Our movies are going so far. Our fashion is incredible. Like one minute you see somebody hawking on the streets, and next minute that person's on the runway, and you're like, how did that happen? It really does happen. So the dream is to plant the brand as far, as wide as possible. All of us, starting from Africa. We're Africans, so we start from here. So from Nigeria to Cape Town, I think that's amazing. So that's from the west to the south. So plug it in the north, plug it in the east, the west, then you now start to export. Europe, Asia, and all of North America, all of these places, and just have people enjoy a part of our culture, and share a part of who we are. Because Africans are we're very talented. We're really amazing people. Like from our arts, I want to be part of that bandwagon, you know, and just be everywhere. Leave my footprint while I'm here and build a legacy for myself. Africa to the world.